Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to another grounded update video. Today I'm giving you guys a complete walkthrough of the Undershed area. That includes all of the different areas you can go into, the labs, the story, and all of it. So there will be spoilers at the end of this video as well. But let's go through and let's get started. Now before you guys go any further, you will need to get all 4 Super Burgle chips. That is the Hedge, the Pond, the Haze, and the Black Anthill. Return them back to Burgle and he will tell you to go look for Dr. Wendell Tully's SCA.B. Here it is. It's right here up on the table. So what you need to do is use a tier 3 hammer, bust the back of this open, and then once that's open, put in the SCA.B replacement fuse. Then you run over here, push this button, and it turns on Dr. Wendell Tully's SCA.B.
Biometric data, Wendell Tully.
Nice.
Biometric data transfer complete. Audio file downloaded. Dr. Wendell Tully. Title, goodbye.
Work your way down this way.
My SCA.B-wearing friend. I do not know who you are or how you came by this message, but please tell them I tried. Tell Trudy, Thor, my little Sarah. Tell the world. The sun is setting on our yard and it brings back so many memories. Sitting in this chair, my favorite chair, my thinking chair. I fear this may be the last time I lay eyes on such a beautiful sight. I'm nearly out of time. My body shrivels more with each passing day. Even my SCA.B can barely fit on my bony wrist. The spacer, my greatest achievement, a disaster. The final chapter in the book of my many failures. Perhaps in solitude, free from my family, from Burgle, from Ominent, perhaps I can finally find a cure to this damnable reasoning.
Okay.
So, this will be my last adventure into the miniature world. I leave the warmth of the sun and embrace the unknown. I'll either find the answer or shrivel in the darkness below.
Okay.
To my lab underneath the shed. This is Dr. Wendell Tully signing off. Goodbye.
Okay, so what you need to do now is you need to come right over here onto the side of the shed, on the side of the house right here, and jump on down into the water. Now, you shouldn't get hurt from jumping into the water right there, but try to aim more towards the deeper part, that way you don't get harmed. Once you've done all of that, you will be able to come over here and hold your hand on this biometric scanner. And now that you have Dr. Wendell Tully's SCA.B, you'll be able to come over here and scan your hand and open the door. Once it's open, there is a good decent amount of things that are inside of here. There is some salt shards, a couple heal bosses, and some more salt shards. Down and around the other side, you have a couple healing bandages, a splat burst, which is pretty cool. If you research that, you can find out how to make splat bursts for yourself. You can grab some lint, and you have a research station in here. Around this side, you also have a black ox burger and going dark. And you have a ASL terminal where you can do science shop, burgle quests, and milk molars if you need to do those. We'll listen to these, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way down and around into the dark area while we're listening to it.
Working in the dark is playing tricks on my mind. I fear every shadow, hear whispers in the silence. But most of all, I miss my family. Trudy and her crooked grin, the way she rolled her eyes at my dumb jokes. Sarah, my little angel,
have nightmares about this
how she would jump into my arms every time I walked through the door after work.
Okay. Sorry to cut that off. If you guys want to finish that one, you guys can go listen to it for yourself. But next thing you need to do is you come out here. Now, there is 3 different ways that you can go here. I'm going to take the most optimal path first, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys the other 2 ways you can go as well. Each of them has their own dangers, but let's go my preferred path that I follow for when we go through this. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to immediately turn off to the right here, equip the torch, and you want to run back up over here. Okay, you're following this around because there's black ox beetles, gnats, termites, roly-polies, all sorts of stuff down there that wants to harm you. So you just run along this area that's over here, along this PVC pipe, along the back side of the wall, and then along this side of the wall as well. Watch out for those dust mites, they're kind of annoying. Keep on running this way for a while, avoiding all of those dust mites, and you're going to keep on running down this way until you really can't run down here anymore. So, just keep on going. There is some raw science up there. Don't worry, I'll show you guys how to get that in just a little while. But let's run right over here. And now what you want to do is you want to take a wonderful little left right here at this light. You take a left here, you could jump onto this rock, jump up here, and then you can run across this screwdriver. Okay, ignore this wolf spider because it's evil and wants to eat your soul. You want to run right over here, following along the side of this rock. And you could follow this little path right down here to jump down over here and make your way into the Undershed sinkhole. Now, I'm going to go back and show you guys the other two paths you can follow now, and then we'll pick up from here when we're going on to the next spot. All right, guys, so this is path number 2 that you can go on. Now, this one's a little bit more tricky, but there's a bonus at the end of this one that I really like. So, what we're going to do is we are actually going to jump onto this cable that's right here and work our way down. Okay, we're going to work our way down over here. Now, this is another one of the faster routes for this. But you just come over here, jump up on over here, jump up on these rocks so you can stay away from everything that wants to hurt you because there is black ox beetles and termites. The roly-poly there is neutral, but nonetheless, you want to avoid him. Run up this wood plank that's right here. All right. And then jump over onto this station, this little platform that's right here. You have a field station in here. It's got a note about raw storage right here.
Raw science storage of this magnitude is tricky. It's imperative to keep it cool and out of...
Okay, so this next area that we're looking at right here is where we're going to get some lint. I'm just going to run across this entire area, but there is lint right in front of me that you can gather.
The sun. Luckily, this crawl space is the perfect environment for both. Once the lab is complete, I can begin my trials of direct raw science infusion. I must know whether this byproduct particle originates from the subject or the process, as I originally assumed. The only way to know for sure is to infuse myself with, variable doses. Dangerous? Quite. But it must be done, or I am doomed.
So, like I said,
replenish these rogue particles in my body, perhaps I can finally reverse this raisinification.
okay, so like I said, you just want to jump over from here if you guys want that raw science. When I was running over here, we saw that raw science. You could run down over there and jump there and get it if you'd like. But running along over this way, what you want to do is you want to jump from here onto that nail and over there onto that pipe that's right there. If you could do that, you could get down into that pipe and find yourself a little bit of a bonus. All right, that took me about 7 times to do because I'm terrible at jumping, but nonetheless, we're going to get right over here, and what I like to do is walk right to here, jump onto this part of the pipe, and then just ever so slightly fall down onto this quarter. Now, inside of this pipe, there is some very, very nice things, other than a couple of dust mites that you got to avoid. You see that shining down there? That is SCA.B beetles, and these SCA.B beetles cannot escape your wrath inside of this pipe. They can run away all they want, but they can't actually dig into the ground inside of this pipe, so they are literally stuck here for you to consume and use to your pleasure. Now, if you run all the way down here, you can go all the way here and then drop out either there or down here, and you'll drop into the water for you to be able to work your way over and make your way on to the next area. Okay, so this third path we're gonna call it the exploratory path, okay? This one's gonna be a lot more dangerous, but this is kind of how you find all the stuff that's down here. So, like the second path, you want to work your way over here and jump onto this power line and work your way down. Now, as you're working your way all around this area, there's different things that you can find back up in here. There's nothing back in this back corner, though. You don't got to worry about climbing up there. As you work your way over here, this is when you're going to start aggroing everything. So there are 3 black ox beetles that are under here that want to eat your soul. You could go ahead and fight them if you so want to. This insulation over here, this pink stuff, has a bunch of fiber in it, some lint fiber for you to be able to grab. So there you go. Lint clumps for you for days. Running back over here to this back corner that's over here, you will find some sap along that back wall right over there, as well as a sturdy marble for you to gather. Working your way back over this way, you can actually work your way forward. We're not going to quite go that way yet, but I'll show you. Well, let's go over there anyway. I'll show you guys, but then we're going to come back over here. So, running down over here, there's not really a lot on walking this path. It's better if you're up there anyway, because there's not really a whole lot down here, because there's that screwdriver we went on the first pass. But you can come over here and drop inside of this pipe if you want to, and climb all the way back up it for more dust mites. And more dust mites. And then you're going to hit a nice turn where there's even more dust mites. And then working your way all the way to the end down here, you get a little bonus for your willingness to explore. There is a mega milk molder down here for you to mine up and get for yourself. But that is really this whole side. Let's go back and check out the other side now. All right, so now that you've made your way out of that pipe and you've walked all the way back over here because you're still wanting to explore, you want to make your way back over here. Now, we're not taking route number 2 now, guys. I'm not doing that to you. I'm just showing you guys what else is over here for you to be able to gather if you follow this path all the way over here. So if you follow this dirt path up and around, all the way around over here, you're going to open up to this larger area where there's a bunch of mushrooms over here for you to gather if you want those. There is some roly-polies over here. There's a wolf spider. There's more lint right here. There's even more mushrooms right over here. You can actually come right over here, jump up on top of this log and work your way over here if you want to. There's more splinters up here for you if you want those, as well as if you jump up onto this, you can work your way right over here to get some raw science and a lot more lint clumps that are right over there. But if you come back down over here, like I just failed to make that jump but still fell down here, and make your way back over this way, you can end up running over here to be able to jump down into the pit of death if you so want to, or just the sunken pit, not the pit of death, but the Sarlacc pit nonetheless. But you could jump down there if you so want, or you could climb up there and grab the raw science that is up there for you and the hot chachas candy. But that is still not the way down that I'm talking about. There is still even more that is up here, guys. And that is actually on the second level of this area. I'm going to ignore this wolf spider and this roly-poly if possible. And we're going to go back over to the light. There's some rust there for you if you want to. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go down in this pit that's right here. There is a giant pit that's in here that is full of orb weaver spiders. There is a lot of them in here. I'm just going to run through them. But there's also a ice caps mint right there for you. Some sap along that back wall. And this stick. Running up over here, there is a marble right over there for you to mine up. There is still more orb weavers all over the place. There is another marble for you right here. Trying to follow the path least protected by spiders here. You want to work your way up to even more spiders. Okay. There is a sturdy quartzite right here for you. Then running over here, you have another quartzite right here. And then back in this corner, you have a milk molar for you. Now, this path that's over here is the last part of this little path, and that is a little black ant hill. So there's a couple mushroom sprouts in here that you can grab, the slimy mold spores or whatever they are. And there are black ants in here. It's a little black ant tunnel is what it is. And one of the bonuses of coming all the way down here is there is a sturdy marble. There is a bunch of red ant eggs right there. And following this path right around over here, there is a bunch more red ant eggs for you. And as a little bit of an added bonus at the end, there is supreme quartzite, a sturdy quartzite, and another sturdy quartzite for you. Once you've worked your way all the way through here, you can drop your way down right over here and start working your way up that way, all around and down into the area that I'm going to be explaining right now. Okay, so now that you've seen all 3 paths, let's go ahead and continue on going forward. What we're going to do is run on right over here, and you want to run and jump down over here if you're not already over here from one of the other ways. Jump over to here, and then jump over to here. Now, there is a bunch of pupa all over the wall in here, as well as upgrade materials. There's even more down here. So let's jump down here so I can show you guys how to get back up here in case you fall down. So, under here, there is all sorts of stuff. There is spiny water fleas in here. There is pond moss down here. If you have a tier 3 dagger, the only tier 3 dagger is the Black Widow dagger. Okay, in here there is some raw science for you to be able to collect. So just come on over here and grab yourself this good old 500 raw science right there. Okay. Then you want to zip up over this way. Now, there's not really a whole lot more under here that you can really get. There's some slime mold over there if you really want it, but it's not really worth your time. Just be careful of all of the spiny water fleas that are in here. Okay, once you're out here, you have some different mushrooms that you can collect that are right over here, and an upgrade quartzite right over here as well. All right, so these you cannot eat though. If you pick these up, they will turn into mushroom chunks that you use for building. Let's start. So you jump over here onto this root, and you just kind of want to jump your way, being very careful, so you can make your way right up over to here and fall right back in the water. No, I'm kidding. You want to make your way up to that little Y bend in that stick there. So let's get back over there here again. It's a little bit of an annoyance climbing this entire branch, just so you guys know. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So you get here, and then you want to get right up onto this rock. There is a sturdy quartzite there for you to mine. Okay, watch out for the mosquitoes. There's some sap under there if you want it, but keep working your way up here, and then take a left turn around. Get onto this branch and jump. Not fall, jump. Okay, right back up here again. Get onto this small branch right here and jump up onto here. Okay, follow this around back up here, and you're now at an area that you were at a little bit ago when you fell down. You have pupa, and you have sap, and you have mosquitoes. So jump over here onto this log, jump up on this dirt, and fall down over here. Here was the area we just were. There's that sturdy quartzite again. All right, now from here, you want to continue your way over. There is some pupa there if you want it. You can go grab it. Run over here. There's some raw science over there. You can grab it if you want it, but then you're going to have to go down or work your way over here, which it's easier to do it like this. So you just jump right over here onto this root, and then jump up onto this root. Walk your way down over here, and then jump your way down right to here. Now, you're going to have a ton of mosquitoes after you at this point, but that's okay. Just kill them all and then work your way over here. Now we're going to pause here for a second to give you guys a little point of caution. That's a Black Widow. The Black Widow that's in here wants nothing more than to eat every single part of your being constantly. And you don't actually need to fight it. If you don't want to fight this Black Widow, you can hug either of the walls, and you should be able to avoid aggroing her. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Let me just get rid of this Black Widow ling. Get these off of me here really quick, and then we'll start. So, now that those are dead, this is what I mean. If you hug along this wall over here, you should be able to avoid aggroing her all the way over. You just keep on hugging it. Now, if you can go through and kill her, you do get a little bit of a bonus for killing her. One, you're going to get Black Widow gear, but two, you're going to be able to actually come right over here. And there is a super milk molar that is right here, hidden in here, that you can grab for yourself. So go ahead and grab yourself a super milk molar from right there. Continue following this path along this backside wall, avoiding aggroing the Black Widow spider, and keep on working this way. Now guys, this is where the spoilers are going to begin. If you guys have not seen this part yet, you may want to click away now because this is going to be full of spoilers for you. But let's continue. So working your way all the way out over here, we are going to get out of the Black Widow den. There is a lot of spider web in here, and there's a lot of spiderlings in here, but you work your way out right over here, off into this direction. And here we are, we're by another lab part, okay? There's a roly-poly over here. If you want to fight him, you can also work your way back up over here to make your way back that way. That's how we're going to make our way out if you didn't complete the lab. But there are 2 roly-polies right there for you if you want to fight them. There's 2 more over here. There are a ton of roly-polies over here. Running back over this way, there's not a lot back over here. This is just a whole bunch of dirt. If you want to come over here and look at some dirt, it's just dirt. But if you run way back over here, there is a milk molar in this back corner for you to grab. And then running back over this way, you can jump down over here. There's some more dirt for you. A large rock. That's the tunnel you came out from, by the way. Running up right over here. You can run behind this giant raw science container, but there is a supreme marble underneath it for you. Running up right over this way. You can jump up over here. And you can see there's a bunch of dewdrops down there for you because the game is glitching right now. But anyway, running back up over here, you can also work your way over here to find 2 more sturdy marbles. This is all the way along that back wall. And then there's a Hot Chach's candy up there. And then this is that sinkhole you were just over the top of a little while ago. If you want to get up there in order to get that Hot Chach's candy, you just run around the other side. If you just come right over here, that's some nice wood right there. You should be able to climb your way around over that way. Okay, now, what is actually over here, guys? This is the Undershed lab. This is the actual lab. The one we were in before is not. This is the Undershed lab. So now we are here. We're going to make our way inside, and there's a couple different things. You can see a lot of technology over here. You can also see Dr. Wendell Tully trying to figure out some stuff about himself, and you can also see his complete mutation right here as well. If I put my torch away, you can see it better. Here was him originally back on 8.7. Not but 2 months later, he looked like he was already starting to get some sort of issue happening. Not but 5 months or 6 months after that, he now was turning himself really, really old looking. And then finally, in May, well, he didn't look very good. But anyway, that's just a little bit of an Easter egg you guys can find in here. Working your way over here, there is a last resort burgle chip that's in here that will give you some information about what Wendell Tully was doing.
Defeat. Failure. Countless infusions. Countless migraines. I'm so shriveled now I can barely walk. And the true origin of raw science? An enigma. A mystery box with no lid. I don't think I have much longer. It's hard to think straight. I am so tired. I have only one option that remains. One last toss of the proverbial dice. Commence Project Mant.
So, he has started this Project Mant that he is now working on, and we're going to see what exactly that is right about now. Now, there is a fire ant that's in here right there, and if you work your way down here a little bit more, there also will be a couple fire ants as well. But you need to press this button in order to get in here. You press this button, you could come on in here, and you have, well, more ants. So here's a fire ant right here. You just got to go through and wipe this one out for yourself. Doesn't take very long to fight these guys. By the time you get here, you should have some pretty upgraded gear to be able to take all these out. Thankfully, I just have bug damage turned off. Okay, now, there's a Might Loaf right here, as well as a research station, 2 Omnit lab beds that you can use in order to set respawn points in here, and a research station itself, or workbench. Okay, there's also a bunch of salt over here for you if you want some salt. Okay, don't go that way yet. Taking a right is not the right direction, because all that's going to happen is you're going to open up this door, and you're going to come in here and run into a strange roar and a locked door. So you want to actually run over this way. Press this button and come in here. Okay, you're going to meet a little hallway, press this button, and now you're in for a fight. You have a bunch of infected larvae, some orb weaver juniors, and a fire ant that's in here that you can deal with. So we're going to go ahead and wipe these guys out really quick so you guys can hear the game a little bit better. Alright, now that all of them are dead, let's take a little peek around this room. We have a web sack. We have an arm. We have raw science. And we have fungus. Okay? If we go through, there's notes by each of these, and we can read through them. I'll go ahead and read through them now. Mant Test Drive 1. Project Mant Test Drive 1. Category: Project Mant Test Drive 1. Date 10/7. Time 5:15 p.m. Okay, lots of other information. More or less, Dr. Tully. Pre-test notes. Preliminary fungal germination tests have been promising. Cordyceps receptors show innate attraction to the vessel's protocerebral mass. Involuntary spasms and twitches have been documented throughout the process with each infusion of raw science. The Mant is showing signs of life. In order to control this vessel, I've rigged a neural relay to the antenna lobes. This should allow the rudimentary control of the subject. Results: partial success. I was able to pilot the Mant from a prone position, including finger articulation, for over 4 minutes. It was a surreal experience to see through the alien eyes of an insect. Almost digital, pixel-based display washed in unusual color spectrum. It will take several more tests before my human brain can accumulate to such an oddity. Wonderful view of such an oddly beautiful, wonderful view of the world. Leg articulation was more challenging than anticipated. Additional muscle sprout grafts must be scheduled before another obligatory trial commences. My proverbial baby steps are but days away. Okay. Coming over here, this one's about zip fiber, or zippy fiber. Alright, so, pre-test notes. Phase 1 complete. I've successfully transplanted several spinneret glands from local orb weavers into the Mant cadaver. While the body lacks an arachnid abdomen, I've taken inspiration from various Embryopedia species placed in the web-producing glands into the forelegs. For the arms in this case, Phase 2 will entail raw science infused with the attempt to strengthen web production, much like my earlier zippy test. Result: success. Web production is plentiful, and all extruded samples measure tensile strength levels far superior to that of any natural arachnid. With the large spinnerets located in the arms, web production should feel quite natural, while the glands are still large enough to make certain web-slinging superheroes jealous. I'm certain navigating the dangers of the yard has just become a thing of the past. Alright, now this one. Muscle Sprout Bonding, Test 18. Alright, pre-test notes. Muscle Sprout bonding with the calcium carbonate in the Formicidae family has been surprisingly efficient. The new arthropodic limbs of the vessel are superior to human equivalents in almost every way. Muscle loss continues to be an unfortunate side effect. It appears the body is nourishing itself on enzymic proteins of the sprouts, introducing haze fungus injections to counteract any degradation. Result: success. Several fungal growths have developed on the cadaver carcass, but muscle loss appears to have abated. The vessel is stable at hour 24. Miraculously, the digestive system appears to be working overtime. This has produced a vicious green excrement from the end system. As a temporary solution, I've dressed the vessel in some of my old underwear. Hopefully, I can conclude these experiments before I run out of tidy whities. Alright? And then finally, Project Mant Condensed Science. Okay, the condensed science produced by the mixer should work as the perfect bonding agent for this atomical marvel I have stitched together. Where the carpus meets muscle sprouts, where the mandible becomes toes, it's worth nothing that's considered science, the spongy evolution of this miraculous particle. It's very sensitive to heat stimulants. Therefore, I'll be molding in the shape of these implements at low power. Don't want to overcook the science. Result: failure. Reduced power settings unstable. Numerous ill-timed surges fried several of the most tender sections of the vessel. The smell is almost unbearable. Good thing Burgle isn't here to see my incompetent cooking skills. I'd never hear the end of it. Back to the drawing board. Time to assemble another cadaver. Okay. Now we want to go through this door. Going through this door right here, you're going to see a hole in the wall. A tiny little Mant diagram right here. These are actually all over the place in here. If you guys look around, they're actually on a bunch of the tables. Where's the other one? There's another one right over here. See, there's one right there. These are from Thor's, Minotaurs, and Myrmidons game. It is called the Mant. So, coming right over here, we have a log, which I'm going to go ahead and grab. And after I grab the log, I am going to flip this switch over here, which is going to open this door. Let's do this.
Project Mant is nearing completion. The first good news in as long as I can remember. Perhaps my previous failures have all led to this point. Vendepunkt, my defining moment. This new body will allow me to continue my research. I've created a super scientist. My checklist is complete. Consciousness transfer procedures will now begin. What's this? Brainwave functions are spiking. Impossible! Blasted hominid tech! Turn it off! Turn it off!
Doesn't sound like that went very good, Wendell.
Note to self. Check soldering on the relay diodes of the neural displacer. Again. Yes, again.
Okay, now, where we're about to go is we are about to go and see the first boss that is in here, the Mant. Well, this is technically the second boss because the... Yep, so this is the second boss because technically the Black Widow is the first one. But anyway, what you need to do is you need to climb up into the roof here, work your way over this way, drop down into that hole, and fight the Mant. Okay, this is a boss battle, and you're probably going to want some decent armor for this, okay? But let's hop in here. You're also going to want a lot of healing items. Now, he has a couple different moves here, like slamming his fist down like that, and he can punch you. See, there, he's got a double move right there. This guy actually isn't that hard. Surprisingly, you can see how much damage I'm doing with a not leveled up termite axe. But he does hit really hard if you actually let him do damage to you. Now soon, if I back up, there I made him dizzy. If I back up, he'll do a couple of different moves. He will throw something at you, and he will also do like a Spider-Man come get you. So he's gonna throw his bomb at me. And then he also summons in fire ants to come and help him. Fire ants and soldier fire ants. And that is his final move, besides the gotcha Spider-Man thing, is he just explodes himself. So now I'm gonna go ahead and wipe him out and see if I can just get him down here really quick. And then once he's dead, we'll continue on. Okay, so there you go. That is defeating the Mant. When you defeat him, you get the mysterious Stranger mutation. What that is randomly while you are fighting, a Mant will just magically appear and help you fight. So you could go ahead and harvest him in order to get your Mant card. And if you were to peep him before you do that, you also be getting a gold card. But you're probably going to get the gold card anyway, just like I did. But continuing on, you're going to push this button. Then you are going to come over here and scan your hand. And after you're done scanning your hand, you're going to be opening up multiple doors in order to get back out. What that button did is it opened up this door that's over there that was locked and closed before. That's why you couldn't get through there. So, continuing around over this way, you'll press this button as well to get through this door. And now we're going to make our way up here. Just walk up this hallway. And press this button that's right here, and you're in for a little bit of a surprise.
You may have defeated my Mant, but you and your eminent paymasters will never get their hands on the embiggening cocktail. I'll take that secret to my grave. To my grave! The watched becomes the watcher.
So yeah, if you guys are wondering, yep, that's a voice. And he's pretty upset. And he's just yelling at you. He's got one more thing to say too.
Knowing that you have followed my path.
Oh, one more after this one.
Me, right where I want you.
Okay, and one more.
You are a bit small for an agent of Omninant.
Alright, let's go ahead and press this button. Let's see what has become of Dr. Wendell Tully.
Director Schmechter would take...
What? No! How can this be? Where is the override?
And you have found Dr. Wendell Tully.
Wendell Tully in all his glory!
So yeah, that's Dr. Wendell Tully.
You're not who I expected.
So let's go through this.
All of that. I thought you were agents of Omninant to come for me at last.
Are you okay?
Am I okay? Am I okay? No one has asked about my feelings for so long. Am I okay? No. I fear that I am not okay. Not okay at all. Oh, what have I done?
It was Director Schmechter.
Schmechter, of course. It's always Schmechter. Always has been. Alas, I still bear much responsibility for my creation and the pain it has wrought. To think that you have been caught up in all of this. Your children, not much older than my Sarah or Thor. Oh, what has become of me? Threatening death to children. But also, what are you doing here? Well, that's fair. I have no doubt terrible things have brought you here. Terrible things that are undoubtedly my fault. I never meant to hurt anyone. I don't deserve it, but I hope one day you can forgive me. Speaking of forgiveness, please excuse my shriveled appearance. This blasted reasoning has taken its toll on my body. My support pod is the only thing keeping me from drying out completely. Like the grape set out in the sun, the body shrivels, withers, desiccates, becoming a husk of what was once a living being. In essence, what you see here before you, in all its unholy glory, the withered man. Well, if you will allow me to check your scabby. You haven't been in the yard long, but long enough that signs of raisoning would be apparent. Nothing in my research has shown that there is any immunity to it, and yet here you are. Perhaps it is that your youthful bodies are more resistant than others. Likely, this is why Armament was experimenting on children to begin with, which means, did Schmechter find a cure? Damn! As much as I loathe the man, I must admit that Schmechter is brilliant in his own way, though his methods can be quite distasteful. We cannot rule out the possibility that he has done it. Could that mean there is hope for me? When the reasoning became too much, I realized I had to find a cure before it was too late. I hid here, away from the eyes. So many prying eyes. Armament has always wanted to steal my work. They would never admit its worth and greatness, and yet they would always take it. Especially Schmechter. I have made many mistakes in my life. If I must die for it, so be it. Home. Oh, yes, yes, of course. Home. Your parents must be worried. So very worried. The process is not difficult. You will simply need to brew an embiggening cocktail at the Java-matic machine. The embiggening process is extremely taxing on living subjects. You'll need enough nutrients and proteins to survive the expansion to your original size. We use the embiggening cell to regulate this expansion by way of the secret cocktail. The ingredients in the cocktail, like the keratin in toenails, fortify the skeletal structure as it grows. Unfortunately, there is this small issue of overexpansion. If the subject grows too quickly, they are prone to overexpansion, or in layman's terms, they explode. To counter this, sustained infusions of carbon dioxide gas must be added to the mixture. Fortunately, I found a secret ingredient that works perfectly in this regard. Grilled science. Grilled science! Raw science represents the essence of ingenuity, but thrown over the coals of fire, it is tempered by flame, tamed by Burgle's spatula, and emerges as something greater, plump, juicy. Grilled science. It reminds me of the barbecues we once had in our backyard. Oh, Trudy, Sarah, Thor. The last of the grilled science is in the refrigerated storage room over there.
Okay, so yeah, that's what happened to Dr. Wendell Tully. Now, what else is in this room? In this room, there's a couple things. There's a note right here, the frostbitten recipe. This is how you unlock the ability to make the ice caps refrigerator. So you pick that up and you've now got the fresh storage, as you can see right there. Okay, next thing you want to grab, Dr. Wendell Tully's SCA.B that's right here. This SCA.B is one of my favorites right here. It's called the Tully SCA.B. It is a fantastic SCA.B that's brown and yellow with some very nice blue highlights. Inside of here, you have your grilled science that's right there, and a bunch of meals. You got a fungus spatio, black ox burger, mac and bees, lasagna, nachos, omelet, mite loaf, spider slider, spaghetti flea, more spaghetti flea, termite delight, and a case of the antlion. So yeah, lots of food in here for you to get inside of this refrigeration unit that's in here. But you want to grab this grilled science that's right here. Now you want to go back and talk to Wendell again.
Are you ready to go? We'll need some grilled science.
I got it.
Good. Good. Then we have everything we need to proceed. I promise I will get you home.
Very good.
I may have failed my own children, but I will not fail you.
You have not failed your children yet.
Oh, from the mouths of babes. Yes, you may be right. It might not be too late for me. But what is most important is getting you home.
All right.
We need to head to the Java-matic machine in the upper yard. There we can blend the embiggening cocktail needed to run the spacer safely.
Gotcha.
I'm opening the back door for you.
All right, so from here on out, you can follow Wendell up over this way. He's now opened this door that was locked, and you follow it out right over here. You come over through here. There's nothing over here besides a workbench. Okay, you work your way up around over this way, following this little path up over here. You press this button, and you can now work your way out right there, and you are now up in the upper backyard right by the termite hill, and you have now completed the Undershed. Guys, that is the complete guide to the Undershed. Now, there is still more for you guys to see for guides, so make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys turn your bell notification to all, and make sure you guys hit that like button and leave me a comment down below of some more guides you guys may like to see. But I'm going to leave this one here, so thank you guys all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.